Houston, we have a pothole problem, and it's about time that we talk about it. Every single day, we drive our H-Town streets and we get tossed around more left, right, up, and down than we did on a ride at Astroworld. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those big old craters that are begging to crack your rim. You know, the ones that are so big that we can put our camera in the hole and have a Metro bus run right over it. Yeah, those ones. Well, this is the thing that really caught my attention and why we're standing here having this conversation. This statement from Houston Public Works Director Randy Macchi.
Look, Houston's potholes program is the best in the country. I mean, we resolve 99% of resident reported pothole problems within the next business day.
So he made that claim on the mayor's podcast last week. I saw it, I stopped in my tracks, and if you're like me, you're sitting there wondering, yeah, I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, there's no way 99% of the potholes not happening. Take 2 blocks that way, you'll find out.
So I put it to the test. Here's what we did. We took every single pothole report that was filed on Monday with the city's 311 system. We went out and we picked half of them. There were 2 dozen. So we visited 12 reported potholes across the city, and what we found is this: patch after patch after patch. All of these potholes were already fixed. 2 of them were not. The first one along Yale Street in Houston Heights. You can see it here. It's already blocked off by these barricades. It's not a pothole. Well, it is, but the problem isn't a pothole. You see, this is a manhole that actually is sinking into the road. That's a bigger problem. It involves engineering and all kinds of things. So there actually is a limit on how big a pothole can be here in the city of Houston. It's roughly the size of a pizza box. So this big stretch of patchwork here, you can see it was repaired at some point, but technically this wouldn't be a pothole, it would be a bigger project.
Potholes, as I like to remind people, are symptoms of larger problems. If it's generally bigger than a pizza box, then it's going to require a more extensive repair. So really, potholes are things that you can fit within the size of a pizza box.
So we know what that problem is. It's a bigger problem and it requires a lot more work. And then there's potholes so deep, like here on El Paseo Street, where we can have a couple cars run right over it with a camera inside. The camera not even getting touched. And this is the one pothole reported the 311 that wasn't patched by the end of the next day. And I have an inkling why. It's because it's not just one pothole. This entire street is filled with potholes. So at some point you have to ask yourself, when are we going to stop putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole and just repave entire streets?
If you're in the pothole business, it's because you need to address the larger scope of challenges. No city in the country has a larger street network than the city of Houston, 16,000 lane miles. That's the distance of Houston to Tokyo and back.
So I think what's interesting, especially in news, we're always the first ones to sign up to hold our elected leaders accountable, right? Demand that they're spending our taxpayer dollars the right way. And, you know, I think that's part of our job, but it's also part of our job to pat them on the back when they're actually doing things right and recognize when they're spending our tax dollars the right way. This is one of those scenarios.
We've got a lot more that we can do, but we're glad that you were able to prove it, that when we say we really do it, we really do it.
So if you're sitting there watching this thinking, wow, I know a big old pothole right outside my front door or at my work or anywhere in the city, well, you have the power to fix it. We've already showed that the city's going out there and doing it pretty quickly. It's happening, right? You saw it. So how can you get this fixed in your neck of the woods? There's 2 really easy ways. The first one is by calling 311 on your phone. It's pretty simple. Just pick up the phone, call 311, and you can report the pothole there. Don't want to talk to anybody? You can do that too. Hop on the city's website, just Google Houston 311. You can file a detailed report right there. And as long as it's a pothole, remember, pizza box, pothole, if it fits in that, it should be repaired by the next day. I know there's a lot of problems all around Houston, so if there's something that you want me to look into, drop it in the comments or send me an email. I'll put it in the description. Let me know. I'll be happy to look into it. In the meantime, maybe the next drive you have will be a little bit smoother across H-Town.